Hey everybody, Drew here. Welcome to the latest episode of the Neurotic Knitter podcast. So happy that you guys are here. I'm coming to you live from my Florida room. This is where I spend most of my time. This is truly my, I call it my maker space, but like this is where I spend most of my time knitting on this vintage settee. I've got my little table filled with some of my my little tchotchkes, my chicken, my Nintendo Switch, because you know what 42-year-old person doesn't have one of those, my lamp, all that good stuff, books, and of course a cup of tea. So there we go. So really excited to be with you guys today. As I mentioned during the last episode, I'm trying to do a better job of podcasting and podcasting more frequently. So I hope you guys will enjoy this episode. I'm really excited for today's episode, to be honest with you, because I want to talk about three things today. First is my love affair with Malabrigo Chunky, Spincycle Plump, and the Fog Line Scarf Pattern by Brienne Moody. So that's number one. I'll say more about that in a minute. Number two is super excited. I got like this giant bag off screen that you can't see. Well, let me just hold it up. This is my haul from SAFF. So I'm gonna go through that. By the way, this is a Baggu big bag. If you don't have one of these or like 6 of these in your life, like what are you even doing? Like I'm telling you, knitters or just anybody, this is such a perfect festival bag, and it costs like $18 and they come in all sorts of fun patterns. I'm not in any way trying to like take away from our wonderful bag makers, but like if you're just looking for something that's like a little bit more utilitarian, that you could also use for your groceries or whatever. Like I've got another one over here. Strawberries, how cute. Anyway, I freaking love those. So anyway, just sharing the knowledge. So anyway, Malabrigo Chunky and Spincycle Plump scarves. SAFF haul, which I'm really pumped about. I went like a little crazy and I haven't done that in a while. And let me just tell you, it was really fun, but we'll get into that in a minute. And then the third thing that I'll end with is Sacred Sheep 2025. I'm going. Are you going to be there? I hope you will be there. It's happening in less than 2 weeks and I'm super pumped. So I'll just talk just a very little bit about that at the end. So just a quick review. Drew Jacobs 83 on Ravelry, Drew in Real Life on Instagram. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, share with your friends. Anything you can do in that regard helps grow the reach of the podcast. So I really appreciate that. So let's dive in. The first thing I wanted to share about today was, it's kind of like, what's your latest knitting obsession? So a little bit of a backstory. And this has just been like a somewhat recent development for me. But what I'm finding in the last couple of years is sometimes I have like a pattern that will like take hold of me. So if you follow me, you know that last year I was making a bunch of seafarer hats out of Malabrigo Chunky. I made like 4 or 5, maybe 6 of those. I got into a little bit of a phase where I was making Sophie scarves, but big oversized ones out of Spincycle Plump. I think I made like, I want to say 8 or 9, probably even more, maybe 10. I made a lot of those, like winter last year, like December through maybe March or April. And then over the summer, I got into the grid gambit. I think I made 4 of those. So here's how I think about it, is just like when I like a pattern and I like a yarn combo with within a pattern, I just run with it. I guess my thinking is like, especially since all of those were accessories, if I can just like crank stuff out and get a serotonin boost and finish a bunch of things and then have stuff that I can give away as a gift. It's like win, 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 win. Like I feel accomplished because I'm finishing stuff. I've got a stack of stuff that I can give away, which is really exciting. I can make some stuff for Mike, which I have done. And I can use up some of my yarn in my stash. So yeah. So anyway, that's happened again. So, a little bit more of a backstory. I want to say sometime during the pandemic or around that time, I made a scarf, a scarf called the Fog Line. Well, it's okay. The pattern's name, I'm going to put all of this stuff from today. There's going to be a lot of like show notes today because there's just a lot that I'm going to want to share in terms of like links and connection to resources and also just like elevating some of the vendors from the show. But anyway, the pattern name is Fogline Shawl by Brienne Moody. Many of you may know Brienne Moody. She's a popular designer, I think out of Minnesota. When I made, so I saw that pattern and I really liked it, but it was for like a very wide, maybe 16-inch wide, like stole, like something really big and huge. And when I first saw the pattern, I wanted to make a scarf, and I did. And I made it out of Plucky Knitter Trusty in like this navy color, and then a Noro Ito Dragon's Egg in this like beautiful rainbow color. I loved making it. It was so much fun. And so I had like a light bulb moment because this was a few weeks ago. I was in my home office, which is also my craft studio. And I was thinking like, what can I make with some of the Spincycle Plump? I don't want to keep making Sophies because I feel like I'm like past that. I mean, I'm not above making another one for sure because they're really fun, but just wanted something different. But I love working with chunky yarn. So like a click above Aran, like something that I can knit on like a 10 or 11. See, I'm already like, ooh. I love that because it's fast. And I also love it because the yarns in that category are so beautiful and squishy. And so Spincycle Plump has always been one of my favorite yarns. So like, this is an example. This is the colorway, the Perfect Crime, but it's Spincycle's like chunky weight yarn, and it has the same sort of like kind of color progression, gradient situation. Super squishy, just beautiful. I love it to knit with. So I love that one. And then another one that I love is Malabrigo Chunky. This is colorway Forest, and I purchased this at my local yarn store, Bliss Yarns. Shout out to Bliss Yarns and Deb. And this is a yarn that I've loved for like a super long time. I've been in this little, like, I think I said it on the last podcast, but like, I feel like there are definitely yarns like Malabrigo Chunky, like a lot of the Noro yarns that people are sleeping on. Like they've been around for a long time, but I don't know, I feel like they get forgotten and they're beautiful to work with. This is like the softest yarn on the face of the earth. So when you put like these two together, it's a match made in heaven. So I decided that I wanted to make a bulky version of the Fogline scarf, or the Fogline shawl, that I'm calling the Fogline scarf because it's a scarf. So I just went in and I just made some guesses. So I decided to cast on 23 stitches on a size US 11. If you go to my Ravelry page, all of the notes will be there in great gory detail because I'm neurotic and I also want to help you. So I made this beautiful scarf as my first one. Look at the inside. I mean, even the inside, like the wrong side, so beautiful. And I don't know, guys, like I just was kind of obsessed with this. And I had so much fun making it, and it went fast. I think I knit it in like a week. And so this one is for me. The Malabrigo colorway, which is the solid, is rich chocolate. Oh, such a good brown. And then the Spincycle color is a colorway called Something Wicked. It's also really good. I actually got this the plump yarn when we were in Washington, and I went to the Spincycle store when we were on vacation this year. So I made this one. And one thing that I would also say about this that I really, like, it was a decision, two decisions that I just think, like, both of them paid off in the end. One was, here's my, like, hot take on chunky knits, especially like a scarf or a cowl or something. Make it, so in the case of a scarf, I guess I'll just stick to the scarf. I made it shorter. Initially I made it shorter because I had 3 skeins of plump, and I wanted to basically use 1.5 skeins of the plump so that I could make like 2 scarves out of what I had of the plump in my stash. And just as an aside, this scarf, which ends up being 6 inches by 63 inches long, takes just under 1 skein of the chocolate and 1.5 skeins of the plump. So I'll get back to my point in a second, but one thing I do want to say is that this project is optimal for gift giving, because if you think about it this way, a skein of Spincycle plump is $34. So if you buy 2, that's well, let's think about it this way. If you buy 3, how do I want to think about this? Well, okay, I won't get into all the math, and I'm already like into like a deep rabbit hole here, but for me, I just think it's economical. Like, it's not too much money, it goes quickly. And if you buy, like I said, if you buy 3 skeins of plump, then you can actually get two scarves out of that. So think about it this way: 3 skeins of plump and 2 skeins of Malabrigo chunky, and you could do different colors, right? Because you could make 2 separate scarves. That will get you 2 scarves. So the math on that, back to the math. So 34 times 3 is 112. No, wait, 102. And then the Malabrigo goes for 15 a ball. So that would be 30. So 142 for 2 scarves. So $71 for a hand knit scarf out of like the finest, most luxury yarn out there. I mean, maybe not for everybody, maybe not for like a stranger on the street, but for people who you love and something that you want to knit up for them, like super special, I think it's worth it. Okay. But back to the 2 principles on the chunky yarn. So what I was meaning to say is, with scarves, my goal with this was to not make it too wide and not make it too long. Because I think with scarves, it's like you can get really unwieldy, especially if it's a thick yarn, if it's too long. There's just too much bulk to deal with. I really just wanted something that I could do like the basic stuff with, right? So I can wrap it just like this, and then obviously like it's short enough you can see the end. There's tuck inside of a coat. Perfect, not too much. You also can do like, you know, if you're one of the people who just wants to cross it over, like if I were to stand up, you would see that it's still gonna fit like within inside my coat, which is great. And finally, you can also do, when it's really cold, I like to do like this pull through guy. It's a little tight, but absolutely doable. See? Super warm, doubled up on a chunky. I mean, like the coldest of winter days, this is exactly what you want. So that was the first thing I wanted just to tell you is like, I think when you think of a chunky yarn and making an accessory, just think about those things. Think about the fact that you're gonna have a super thick fabric. Scarves in general, I think people make them too long. I think you wanna make it a little shorter. Yeah. And so then the other thing that I was gonna say about this is that I decided to block it. And I think going in, I just was like being a little bit, not reckless, but I just like jumped in with the blocking. And if you've ever blocked a chunky knit, you probably can anticipate what I'm gonna say, which is when it came out of the water, and this is like merino, like super soft, stretchy wool, it was like, you know, it was like a puddle. It was like a puddle of yarn. But no worries, I got like 6 towels out and I did the burrito and I rolled it out, you know, and it was holding so much water. But honestly, like, I got it on the blocking board. I got through like the scary moment, reshaped it, squished it in on itself, you know, like kind of got it back into shape. And then I have blocking boards that have lines, which I just love. I got them on Amazon for super cheap. That allow me to make sure that I can like get it all like in the right dimensions and stuff. And it's the yarn itself to begin with is so soft, but then when you block it, it's like butter. And you know how sometimes chunky can feel like a little tough? It gives it, like, I think you can tell, like it's giving it really good drape. You know, the fabric has some movement. It's not stiff. So I guess that's like one other thing I would say is block it, even on a chunky and for an accessory, where a lot of people don't block hats and scarves, and a lot of people would be hesitant to block on a chunky, but I say go for it. I think the results are really good. In case you needed another example, here's one that I just literally moments ago took off the blocking board. That is for my partner, Mike. I still need to weave in the ends. Get a load of these colors, guys. Holy smokes. Look how good that is. Look at the inside. Oh, this is another Malabrigo Chunky and Spincycle combination. A lot of people have been asking me. This Spincycle color is the shop exclusive color for a store called Wild Hand that is located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I literally stalked this yarn for months because I knew I wanted it. I discovered it and I was like, I'm going to have that yarn. And those of you who know me know that when I want something, I'm going to get it when it comes to that. So Wild Hand, Spincycle Plump exclusive colorway for the Wild Hand yarn store. And then Malabrigo Chunky in colorway Olive, just this beautiful green, such a good foil to like the craziness of the Wild Hand colorway, which is like kind of like a crazy rainbow situation. So I loved this one so much that I'm making a second one for me. And I think Mike and I may wear them in our Christmas card photo. So I started another one. This is the one for me, and you know, in progress, but it will go fast. I literally started this yesterday and I haven't even really been like that intensely working on it. And I'm like maybe 1/6 of the way through, probably a little more. So yeah, so I wanted to share about that and a couple more things on this, and then I'll shift to the SAFF haul. I can already tell that it's going to be a little bit of a longer video today, so just bear with me. I'm asking forgiveness. You can always fast forward to like the SAFF haul part. But I just had I have a lot to say today, as you can tell. I'm in a good knitting flow, and it feels so good. I love that. I love, like, I had a moment before I started getting into these scarves where my mojo was like a little funky, and I was kind of like searching around for the next thing, and I hate that feeling. So like, now that I'm in the groove, it feels great. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, I'm in the zone with these scarves. So while I'm in the zone, I'm just gonna like knock out a bunch of them. So to that end, I wanted to show you some of the combinations that I am gonna be working on. So this is Levitate and Periwinkle from Malabrigo Periwinkle, and Levitate from Spincycle. I've got 3 of these, so if I do make another Levitate one, it'll likely be with this lettuce green. So that's a combo, another combo I'm thinking of. The next one, I only had 2 skeins of Ghost Ranch, so I can only make 1 scarf, but I thought, how perfect is this Ghost Ranch, which is like one of my favorite Spincycle. It's like fan favorite. Everybody loves Ghost Ranch. With water green, which is also like a fan favorite Malabrigo colorway. Isn't that cool? So like the solid will be this lighter water green, a good foil to kind of the dark and moody Ghost Ranch. Love that one. I'm really excited to knit that one. What else? Oh, so I want to make one out of, I think it's this combination. So this darker green, which is called Forest, and the Perfect Crime. I think that'll be really good. I wanted to pick something that was, I always try to pick a color that either is very minimally in the Spincycle or is totally different, so that's not, you don't get like a blendy situation. This is like kind of a lot of green, but I love green, so I'm kind of excited. This will be a good like kind of maybe Christmas time scarf. So I've got that one. And then another combination that I'm thinking I'll do is that Something Wicked, which was on the first one that I showed you, with Frank Ochre. I just think this mustard is such a good combination for the like, colors in this. And if you look, there's some like kind of, see right there? It's got little hints of the gold in there that I think this will really bring it out. So again, excited about this one because the scarf will, the yellow will be prominent. I've been doing mostly dark colors with my first couple, and then I'm branching out obviously into some lighter colors. So really pumped. Stay tuned on my socials and my Ravelry. I will of course post all of the stuff. I'm just throwing this into my big bag, which is now my big scarf knitting bag. So if you see me at Sacred Sheep, I'll probably be rolling with that. But anyway, if you have any questions about that pattern, the Fogline shawl, but Drew's scarf version, check out Ravelry, send me a message. Best place to do that is on Instagram. And I will be happy to help you and tell you what I did. It's pretty easy and straightforward. Okay, so let's now talk about the haul from SAFF. So a little bit of background. Let me just have a little tea before I do that. So SAFF is the Southeastern Animal Fiber Festival. It takes place in Fletcher, North Carolina, so near Asheville and Black Mountain, like that part, like Western North Carolina, in the mountains. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. I went with a group of friends from my local knitting store here in the Nashville area. And we rented a cabin in the mountains, and it was just absolutely fabulous. We listened to music, we cooked food, we shopped, and then evenings we hung out, ate chocolate, and knit. It was everything that I need as a human being to just feel restored. It was awesome. And because it's so close to where I live, we all drove, so that was nice, which obviously like allowed us to load up our cars with yarn and creature comforts, and it was just really good. The show itself has been around for a long time, and I feel like it's one of these ones that it flies under the radar. Like, I think it's quite popular like in this area, but when you think about it, occurs the weekend after Rhinebeck. So I think because Rhinebeck is such a big draw and gets so much attention, I think it like eats into the attendance for SAFF. But what I did observe, well, two things. One is that I think SAFF as a festival, I had attended one time before that, but it was back probably in like 2011 or 2012. It's grown a ton. the vendors, it's more of like a regional situation. The vendors came from all over, and there were also some of the bigger names, but none of the like, how do I want to say it? None of the like, I don't even want to say it that way, but like Spincycle wasn't there, and Farmer's Daughter Fibers wasn't there, and Lola Bean wasn't there. It's not that kind of a show. It's more like people who have been in the biz for a long, long time, and then like a lot of smaller operations. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. And I don't mean anything salty or like shady, or I'm not trying to be like snarky about it. It's just different, I loved it though. And the vendors, I just was so pleasantly surprised. Everybody was so nice. There were a ton of vendors that had like homemade things like handicrafts, which I just love stuff like that, like jewelry and, holiday tchotchkes, like beautiful, like felted Santas. And there were a lot of people with like beautiful art yarns there. And there was a lot of spinning fiber and like a spinning focus and weaving, and it just was diverse in a really refreshing way. Like I was excited to go to spend time with my friends, and then the show like blew me away. So I hopefully will go again next year, although I am planning to go to Rhinebeck, so that would be like kind of it's a lot, but I might do it. As an aside, next year I get a sabbatical. And the more and more I think about it, the more I feel like October might be a good month for it, because I can kind of like have some time at home and then like hit these yarn festivals. There's another one that's happening this weekend. So today's November 1st. The New England Fiber Festival. That's another one that I've heard really good things about, and folks are attending. There's so many of the smaller like state festivals or regional festivals. SAFF is like a regional festival. I just, again, just like there are yarn dyers and folks who've been in the biz for a long time that fly under the radar, so too are there festivals that don't get like a lot of attention that are worth checking out. So, okay. We're at minute 30 almost, and I haven't even started to share my haul, so I'm gonna get into it. I went a little nuts. So the first thing I like to do when I go on a group trip is I like to get a little Prezi for everybody. So the Prezi that I have been giving in 2025 are squish bags from the Crafty Little Fox. I love these. And Jessica Casper, I think is, I hope I got that right, Jessica, yeah, I think it's Jessica. She has made some bags for another group of friends, many of whom I'll be seeing in a couple of weeks at Sacred Sheep. She's made some shimmer bags. She has these are so cool. They've got like a squishy handle, and they're like a soft material. Really cool on the inside. They've got this nice drawstring, and you can go to close it, and then you've got this little toggle, and then you got your little project. So anyway, I got these as gifts for my friends, and then I got one for me. So this is the one I picked because I like the 80s, and I've collected a bunch of her bags. So the other bags that she had were more Halloween oriented, and I'm not a Halloween hater, but I don't like scary stuff. It's not my favorite thing. I love 80s stuff. So, and Jessica, if you put out Christmas stuff, I'll be all over that, because like November 1st, it's Christmas time. I'm ready. So this is one thing, first thing. Let's get into the stuff that I actually bought at the festival. So I got this cool kit from Southern Sheep Company, and it is a needle felt, a steampunk owl. I'm just trying to see if you guys look how cool he is. I'm really excited to try. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I got this needle felting kit. The next place that I stopped was another favorite of mine, Cottontail Farm. So she makes amazing, amazing bags. I have at least one already, maybe more than that from her. I have more than that from her, but she makes these, this tote in particular, I don't know what it's called, but it's made with authentic Harris tweed and then like a waxed canvas bottom. The other one that I have of this bag, it's actually sitting across the room, but it's more like autumnal colors and like orange and brown. And so I wanted to get something, I mean, this is brown too, but I liked the blue. I thought that was kind of a cool, different, look. It's got nice drawstrings, real easy to close and firm as well. So really good. There are some nice features to this. It's got like good pockets on the inside. There's some stitch markers. Nothing too fancy in terms of the construction, but just overall like a really solid bag. So yeah, really loving that. So I got that from Cottontail Farm. I also got 3 of her little single skein bags. So these are really cute. This bag literally is big enough to just fit 1 skein of yarn. It's also neat because it's got like a little strap that unbuttons. These are only $17, which I think is like a total steal. And like you can wear it on your wrist if you want. I don't know. I just think they're cute. Mushrooms, little woodland animals, like Christmas time kind of, or I don't know, nature. And another nature. I like nature and animals and birds. So those are the things I gravitate towards. I just thought those were super sweet. So I got those. And then, okay, let's see here. I got a few skeins of this yarn. This was somebody who's completely new to me. Fresh Lotus. And she's from Michigan. Her stuff was so beautiful. And like, as we were sitting there, well, not as we were sitting there, as we were shopping her booth, she was weaving just absolutely beautiful tapestry that she was going to turn into a coat. She also won one of the categories at the SAFF festival. She like made this like amazing coat out of like leather that she had woven. I mean, just incredibly, incredibly talented. Talented individual. And I saw this color and I just thought, I can't live without this. This is like a theme this time, which is pretty unusual for me. A lot of what I bought, I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I just had to have it. It just spoke to me. And I went with the impulses this time, you guys. I got 4 of these total. This is Lotus Shiniko DK. Sorry, that word is new for me. And as an aside, Shiniko, I don't know where I've been or if it was just a SAFF thing, but all of a sudden, like at SAFF, like all these booths were like Shiniko wool, Shiniko wool, Shiniko wool. And I'm like, what is Shiniko wool? I've never heard of that before. And then I'm seeing it like 85 times. Just in case you haven't heard about it, it is a merino rambouillet combo. So Shiniko means merino rambouillet. And if you know anything about merino and rambouillet, what that means is happiness for your fingers. Squishy, soft. It's good. It's real good. So anyway, this is 260 yards on a skein. I have 4, so that means like 1040. I have no idea. Maybe a cool vest? I don't know. I'm kind of like itching to do some vests. Maybe that's a terrible idea. I don't know. TBD. Okay. Give me one moment because I'm going to pull together a few things from a booth. Okay, I think I got all of them. So another thing that dyer that I discovered at SAFF was Apothecary Fabrications. And she's Apothecary. There you go. On Etsy. So, sweetest person. Like, so nice. And her booth, like, what drew me into it is all of her color combinations really unique. Every single skein unique. So if you want uniformity, it's maybe not for you, but it was really fun to shop for the skeins. And like, you could find like twosies and threesies of the same together, but beyond that, you're gonna have to alternate or figure something out. But and one other interesting thing is she doesn't put colorway names on her yarn, so I don't know exactly what the name of this is, but sweet baby Jesus had to have it. Look at that. Ugh. I went like way in on like the brown, green, blue situation. Like it was a very like this kind of show for me, which I have no complaints about. But so I got 2 of these from her. I got this one. I remember the colorway of this one. She told me it was a Mesa. Look how pretty that is. I love that. Like a kind of a baby blue and like a rust and a little cream. Yes, into it. And then this one, and I can't remember what this one was called, but it's like kind of like dark, moody, rainbow-ish. I don't know. I just liked it. That's probably what got me, that little flash of orange. And then with the purple and some aqua in there. Amazing. So Apothecary Fabrications. This is all of this is her delightful DK. It's 100% fine merino, 250 yards, very standard, good, solid merino DK. So let's see what else I've got in here. Okay, let me get some of this. These are the other 2 skeins of the Shiniko. Okay, you're gonna see like a mountain of yarn pile up next to me. So, okay, next one. Another like don't have a project yet, but had to have it. What? Holy mackerel. Look at that. Let me tell you about this. Okay, so this is from Ellen Cooper's Yarn Sonnets. Sonnets as in like Shakespeare, right? Ellen Cooper's Yarn Sonnets. Let me show you the label. One of my favorite things about going on a trip like this, if it's a shopping trip, is like what we did is we went to day 1 of the festival, which is on a Friday. We all split up and like shopped and got our stuff. Then in the evening, naturally, we did show and tell, and we all went around and showed off everything we bought. And my friend Madison bought stuff from this booth. And I was like, how did I even miss it? So on the second day, I was like, I am going to that booth and I'm going to find something there. And when I got to the booth, it was like it was weird. I don't know if this has ever happened to any of you all ever at a show, but from the outside, the booth seemed somewhat unremarkable. But then when I like got into the booth and I started to really look at like up close at like what she had in there, it was all so beautiful. And this is so cool. I mean, it's got that like barber pole thing going on. Oh, and these are like all of my favorite colors. Ooh, that's good. I love that. So this is 100% merino. It's 560 yards of worsted. It's called Big Let's Twist, and the color is African Dance. Again, each of these skeins, like there were like maybe 3 or 4 of these available. Each of them were really unique. So I just like looked at all of them and picked my favorite one. Ellen Cooper's Yarn Sonnets. Okay, next one. So I've got a couple of items from this booth. This was another one where it was like, I could have bought thousands of dollars worth of stuff in this booth, but I would restrain myself. So this is a yarn company called Interlacements. The Art of Fiber and Color. And this is her big and bold non-superwash merino worsted weight. It's got 181 yards on it. And this is her color Farmer's Market. Oh, this makes me so happy. You don't even know. Like, look at how beautiful all of that is. Again, I have no clue. I've got 2 scarf, maybe hats, possibly like matching hats for Mike and I. That might not be a bad idea. So beautiful. All of her stuff, all of her colors. It was definitely giving like Briar Rose vibes, but like brighter, like a little bit of like flashes of like some bright colors in there too. And if you could feel this, it feels really good. It's like, it feels like how superwash, non-superwash merino should feel. So it's like a little toothy and it's got a nice like 2-ply twist on it, you can see. But still very soft, very wearable, super pumped about that. Also from that booth, this was definitely like, it was like a last minute impulse. And you'll have to forgive some of the vendors, including Interlacements and the Shaniko one, they display these like with an open hank. So the reason it looks a little gnarly is because I'm the one who like put this into like a twisty thing, and I'm not very good at that. So you can see this one does not look great. It's like, ugh. But anyway, this is Toasty Toes. I think it's this is a DK weight. It's very similar to Yowza, so DK, 560 yards. Colorway is Huckleberry Pie. Again, you're noticing a theme. This bright blue was probably the thing that like pushed me into getting it, but I just, all like the aqua, the lime green, like the little scummy moment, some more scummy, bright teal, had to get it. But Interlacements, beautiful. Okay, few more things. Yeah, we're down to the end, so ish. Okay, this one is a little bit wild and crazy. I'm gonna just check the stats really quick so that way you can see it when I pull it up. Okay, so this, I passed by and I was like, oh, do I do it? And then I saw it and I was like, I have to. What? This is 475 yards of bulky, like chunky weight, not like, not Rasta level, but like, you know, you can see. You'd knit this on size 9 to 11 needles, right? So similar to like the scarves that I was showing you earlier on. I love a rainbow. I just can't help it. If I see a rainbow, you know, things are gonna happen. So this is from Deep Dyed Yarns, new to me. So lovely, the owner and the dyer, so lovely, so nice, fun, cool yarn, really cool, funky, fresh, bright. Loved it. I mean, she had cool bulky stuff. She had really cool DK stuff, just a really interesting and wide range. I mean, this is just so interesting. Like you've got peach and pink and you've got all these different colors, gray. I have no idea. I'm taking ideas. What should I make with this beautiful thing? And it's like Squish City. Squish City. This is her Deep Dyed Bulky from Deep Dyed Yarns. Her stuff was just phenomenal. And the color on this, I don't know if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, my friends are making fun of me. It's like Beetlejuice, but it's spelled like, I guess the proper way, Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse, Geuse. It's probably German. I don't know. And I took German, and I'm still butchering it. But anyway, I'm so excited about this. I don't know what I'm gonna make, but I want to knit with it. And again, it's like soft, squishy, just like snuggle it. Okay, just gonna put that right there so you can keep admiring. Okay, last two. So String Theory Colorworks is there. I'm not really like big into self-striping yarn, but I had to get this one because I just thought it was so cool. So this is Orbit. It's her sport weight colorway, base. And maybe I'll make socks. I think maybe I could make a Musselburgh out of this, though I don't know if I have enough because it's sport weight. Maybe I'll gift it to somebody. I just really liked it. It was kind of giving me like 1980s feel. It's got a lot of really beautiful colors. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got like gray and kind of a chocolatey brown and gold and silver and light blue and dark blue. I don't know. I just like it. So, and it's Orbit, String Theory, Colorworks. Color is Microglia? Croglia? I don't know. All of her colors are like sciencey. What's cool about her too is that she's got like a big book at her booth. And if you ever see her at a festival, make sure you go to the book that she has, because she's got swatches of all of her colors, so you can actually see like what they look like knitted up. So love that. And then the last couple are from, again, a new to me vendor or company. And this is from Simple Hill Farm. They are based in Rockingham, Virginia. They do undyed yarn and naturally dyed yarn, meaning things dyed with madder root or indigo or plants or natural items. So the first two skeins I got, these are both DK, 100% fine merino, and they're crescendo. They're crescendo base, which is a DK. So those are the first two I got. It's so squishy. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Really nice because it's either undyed, it's very green, eco-friendly yarn. If that's your jam. The colors, what really struck me about this company was that I've seen a lot of naturally dyed yarns. So supportive of that, by the way, but I like vibrant colors, deep, really saturated colors. And I always seem to find, until now, that natural dyes, it just seems like they feel washed out. I have not really been very drawn to them normally. Now this is undyed, and I just thought it was beautiful, like this beautiful brown, and I just thought, okay, I'm gonna get that. And then I got some of their indigo dyed yarn. And so this is, again, 100% fine merino, dyed with indigo. The color is blueberry blue. It's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. And they had like small batch dye lot, so it would be like maybe 3 skeins and like 1 dye lot to dye lot, all beautiful but different, So it was kind of fun to hunt for stuff. They had a really excellent palette of colors. Like they really hit, like they had beautiful peaches and reds. They had great greens and blues. They had some really great yellows and like acid greens. I was really impressed with their color selection. And then I think I can probably do something with these 4 together, right? Like I love chocolate brown and blue together. So I don't know, maybe a shawl, probably a shawl or a scarf, but maybe I think a shawl. It's got that nice natural feel to it. Like it's not superwash. It's like a little more rustic, but still so soft. So that's my haul. Yikes. It's this gigantic pile that feels like it's gonna tumble over. And then I'll just show you really quickly. Here's the pamphlet for SAFF. So you can see the website, www.saffsite.org. You can find info. It's a 3-day show, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And one other thing I will just tell you that I didn't even know about until too late is that look at all these workshops. They had so many classes here. So it's definitely something to, and really interesting things. Like, again, a lot of spinning, a lot of weaving, a lot of, like, they had ice dyeing. I mean, they had a whole excellent range of different classes you could take. This whole page is just Thursday. This whole page is just Friday. I mean, it's insane. Whole page Saturday, whole page Sunday. So like they have a lot of classes. Really impressive, really, really impressive. So I gotta go back. I gotta find a way to make Rhinebeck and SAFF happen next year. That's gonna be tough because it's literally gonna be like go on a trip, come back for 2 days, go on another trip, or something like SAFF, but I don't know. I had a great time. I would highly, 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 highly recommend it. And the region is beautiful. We had dinner one night in Black Mountain at the Black Mountain Bistro. The food was excellent. Just a great time. And just a good reminder too that, like, you know, let me leave you with this challenge. Check out some of the people that I have highlighted. Check out the SAFF social media and just give some of those vendors a little bit of love. You know, I feel like sometimes in the knitting world, it's like the same 5 companies that you're always hearing about and that are at all of the big shows. And they're great, right? Like I love Spincycle, I love Malabrigo, I love Farmer's Daughter. I work with those a lot, you know, all of that stuff. It's all good to me, but, you know, there's just a great richness in our community that I think sometimes we forget about. So I hope you enjoyed the show and tell. I'm gonna work really hard on the show notes so that way there'll be links below so you can check out and support some of these wonderful dyers. And then the last thing I was gonna talk about, we are just under an hour, so I'm gonna hold true to my commitment to not having more than an hour long, and I know that even this is like a lot, is in less than 2 weeks, so 2 weeks from today, earlier than that, is Sacred Sheep in Portland, Oregon. So this is a smaller festival. I think it's been going for 3 or 4 years now. Those of you who know me know that I love Portland. I'm going to visit with most of my crew that I visit when I go for the Rose City Yarn Crawl, which happens in March, and I'm going in March 2026. Hope to see you there. But anyway, Sacred Sheep is, it's about 35 or 40 vendors. It's put on by the good people at Ritual Dyes. Love them, love their yarn. If you haven't tried Morona DK, gotta try it. But anyway, just really excited. I love Portland. This is the Sacred Sheep commemorative shirt. I'm not gonna move because this yarn will tumble, but it has a cool design on the back. But yeah, I'm doing like a quick trip to Portland. Like I'm leaving early Friday morning, and then the festival is like starts Friday evening, and then it's Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm heading back like Monday afternoon. I'm gonna do some Portland things, which probably involves like eating a lot of food, shopping, and then of course like hanging out and knitting with my people. So I'm really excited to see some of my friends, my other friends, my non-Nashville knitting friends. So yeah, that's what I have for today. I hope you guys are staying sane, staying happy, taking care of yourself, finding time for wonderful fiber pursuits. And it's November, y'all. It's like we're almost to the end of the year. I can't believe it. 2025, like, let me just be honest, it's like a bitch slap of a year. So at least, you know, in my world. So I hope like you take some time over the holidays to decompress. I plan on doing that, and then like try to come back anew for 2026. Who knows what that will hold? I'm afraid to even put that out there. But anyway, much love to you all. Thank you for all the love and support. Hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you soon, probably with a post Sacred Sheep update. So yeah, let's plan on that. Okay, love you all. Bye.